Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This week I'm doing a Meg's Life Advice. You know that series that I started like months ago and I only did one thing on? That's because I didn't have anything to give advice on except for GCSEs at the time. Now I have more advice for you. I also have this, it's a pillow and it says life is a journey, enjoy the ride, because I feel like that's a good motto for Meg's Life Advice, because it inspires you to enjoy life. So this week I am doing a advice on starting sixth form or A levels, and it's very relevant because, well, when I'm filming this, tomorrow is results day, so I hope you all did well and you're watching this because you've got into sixth form. So I have just finished year 12, so I'm going to give you mainly advice on year 12 and starting sixth form. So I'll give you my story. This is my story. I started sixth form last September and I had to start a new school because my high school didn't have a sixth form. So I moved schools and it was really nerve-wracking. Like this time last year I was more worried about starting school than my GCSE results. Like, I remember I was so nervous for starting sixth form because there were only seven of us going from my high school, and even though some of them were even from like my close group of friends, I was still so nervous. So everyone had been through school together and we were just like getting thrown in at A-level time, so that was quite nerve-wracking. So then I started sixth form and I took maths, business studies and English literature, and yeah, that is basically my starting sixth form story. So now I'll go on to advice. So the first bit of advice I have for you is it is hard. It's really hard, A-levels. People at GCSE, like I had a maths tutor and she always told me about the jump from GCSE to A-level. I don't have that maths tutor anymore. So she was like, it is going to be harder because you're not going to have me, and A-level's a lot harder anyway. And I was like, it's fine. It's not. It's really hard. Literally, GCSE maths, like, not bragging or big-headed, but I found it so easy. A-level maths, it's really hard. The jumps in all the subjects are quite hard. I wouldn't know for business studies because I didn't do a GCSE in it, although I think the rest of my class have said it's not that big of a jump. And no, that was just what I heard on the grapevine. So my next bit of advice is use your frees, because you'll probably get all your frees. Like, I think I have 10 frees, I think I have 10 a fortnight, and at the start of the year all we did was play cards in our frees, but then the teachers banned playing cards because that made us work. Because, well, actually I'm not glad they did because I quite enjoyed playing cards, but it definitely work in your frees and play after school. Don't play cards in school. And that goes on to my next point. Still be social, still do like what you want to do, still go out with your friends and things, because here's my tip. If you do work all through your frees in school, when you get home, because say if you've had one lesson and 4 frees, that means you've done 4 hours of revision in one day. That's quite a lot for me anyway. So when you get home, all you really have to do is, like, if it's exam time, still revise at home, but not dead on. Like in school, if you just cover all like your light revision when it's not exam time in all your frees, you don't have to do anything when you get home if you work it out that way. That worked for me this year. In exam time I worked at home, but you know. Okay, so still be social, because honestly, like, I've had a really fun year and I've done really fun things, and I'm going to say fun a couple more times because it's just fun to say fun, because I've had a fun year. I'm not doing that on purpose. Well, I was before. Still do fun things, go out for meals, go to parties, do stuff with your friends, because like at the moment I'm making a scrapbook of my year. Really sad, I know. No, it's quite fun. I'm making a scrapbook of my year, and looking back, like, I've done some really I've made some great memories this year, and I feel like that's really important. In a way, memories are more important than your A levels. Nobody heard me say that. But they are, because like that's what you're going to remember. But then A levels sort of create your future, so it depends which way you want to go. But if you work hard in school, make the memories outside of school time, you got the best of both worlds. The exams are hard. The marking thing is very different to GCSE. Like GCSE maths, you get points for like working out, and even though you have to show all your working out in A levels, there's not as much points for working out. So, but the exams, you might think they're going to be easier because you've got like, I think for my GCSEs I had 21 exams in exam time, but this year proper exams that actually counted I only had 3. So you might think, oh hey, I can chill out a lot, but no, all the energy goes towards those exams, and you need it. Honestly, I didn't work that hard for my GCSEs. Like, I did work, but looking back, I didn't really, like, compared to this year, the amount of effort I put in, if I'd have put that effort into my GCSEs, I would have got A stars across the board, but I didn't. But yeah, you do really have to pump up your work level. But it can be done, that's the thing. Which goes on to my next point. It will be very stressful, but don't get too stressed. Find a way to de-stress yourself. That's why it's easier to work in school, and then when you can go home, you can de-stress yourself and things are a lot more easier. But it can be done. Like, for me, I was glad I had exams because I was actually going through like a lot of things during exam time at home, and revision was like a massive distraction. Like, if I didn't have revision or something to do, I would have just broken down. But I was just revising non-stop. All the stuff that was going on at home, which was like quite bad, I was just focusing on my revision to get my mind off it whilst I was in school. So that's another thing, like, no matter how stressful it gets, you've just got to think things could be worse. Like, I think that's what happened with my year 12 exams. Like, I knew things could be worse because things were worse, so I was like, it's okay, just do the best I can in the exams, and what will be what will be. Like, there's no point getting stressed, you can only do your best, and just do your best, and if it's meant to be, you'll pass. If you work hard, it'll pay off. For me, the odds were stacked against me. I'd had U's in my mocks. I was having an awful time at home. I struggled with maths all year. Honestly, there was no hope for me. I'd never got higher than a U in anything to do with maths. And last week, what did I get? A B. So that is hope for everyone. If I can do it, anyone can do it. So as long as you work hard, and you'll get there. Like, if you want it, you'll get it. My next bit of advice is more like about life in sixth form, sort of like the dress code. It's just like to calm people down. I wasn't stressed about dress code, but I feel like some people would be, because in sixth form a lot of the time it's own clothes. I'll just give you this little hint. Don't worry about that, because the first week of school maybe everyone will try their best with their clothes. Maybe the second week. After the first 2 weeks of school, everyone's going to be dressed in whatever they feel comfortable in. Leggings, joggers. Joggers are banned in my school, but people wear them anyway. So don't worry about getting all the designer clothes and things. And finally, just enjoy yourself, because it can be done. If you have that balance, you can pass your exams. It's going to be a fun time. You're going to make memories. And just enjoy it. Like, don't be too stressed. I'm going to do a Meg's life advice on how not to be stressed. I feel like I could do that. So yeah, that is my final piece of advice, because it's going to be a great time. Don't let it get on top of you. Like, pace yourself. No matter how, like, hard it seems, it can be done and you will do it. So good luck if you're starting sixth form. It's not as scary as it sounds. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And I'll give you a thumbs up because you've probably just passed your GCSEs. It's really cringe. Comment down below what videos you want to see and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!